My name is Chris Lewis. It's just an overall jovial sense of camaraderie that we all kind of feel. It's funny, like the power I think that we have as a unit is that the five of us individually are very busy. Like different people are traveling with different people all the time. And so we don't get to play as a quintet that often. When we come together, it's this kind of like immediate family unit. And we felt that since day one. You know, we had this a tour in 2022 that was the kind of the genesis of this band, and from the first note it kind of felt like that. So it's great to have that kind of continue on, even though we don't get to play as frequently as we'd like. Into one word, informed. I think when I say informed, I think if, again, one word, it'd be difficult, but I say informed because what Sean is so great at is kind of encapsulating all of his influences. He's very intelligent, and so he's able to encapsulate all of his influences in a way that's very informed, but also very palatable. I think the power of Sean's music is that if you go to one of his concerts, you might play, we might play 6 or 7 songs, and you can hear it when we play live. The audience will go crazy over something, and it's always a different song. It's always just listening. It's always the power of listening. Always. That's mostly what jazz is about. Like you may have a statement, and you may, as people, especially in Western society, we tend to think that our statement, our belief system, our value system is the most important value system, and that we can never make room for other people. And playing this music, I'm constantly learning the fact that you need to kind of make room for other people. And so playing with 5 people or 4 people and myself, which is 5 people, allows you to make room for those other people and these other perspectives, and to consider that. And it's great because it's a great metaphor for life. Life is that way as well. And so music is constantly teaching you about life, life teaching about music. One hand washes the other, so on and so forth. Whew. Where does the heart of jazz live today? In those who are playing it. The heart of jazz is in those who are playing it and the jazz audience. To have a life in jazz, you have to love it. And so the heart is with the people who love it and continually play it. And the examples have been set, from the people who were playing jazz from its inception until now. The people who choose to stay with the longevity of jazz throughout their lives, the people who live jazz, that's where the heart of jazz is. And so this album is just a part of a already rich heritage and continuum. And I think Sean's writing reflects that, his playing reflects that, the way he carries himself reflects that. And I think our commitment to his music and the music reflects that as well. It's just part of this greater continuum that we all kind of have a fervent belief in. Honestly, my favorite moments are generally when the recording is not happening and we're just kind of in the room, just kind of talking, laughing, having a good time. And that gets reflected then in the music. But to pinpoint an exact moment for me, that's difficult. And I was just joking with somebody the other day about how Sean would just send us these voice memos of him singing into the piano with his less than ideal singing voice. So he's banging at the piano and singing and screaming and hooting and hollering, but that's really the essence of this music. So I think as it pertains to the Southern Suite, like I said earlier, it's just he's building his body of work, he's building his collection, and to say I'm honored to be a part of that would be a grotesque understatement. It's a pleasure, I wish we could play more, but to be here, I'm grateful, I'm happy, I'm honored that he would think of me to be a part of his vision and his body of work. Yeah, we've grown. We've all grown. The Southern Suite was recorded in 2022. We're now in December of 2024. So we've all grown as artists, as people, as, all the adjectives that you may use to describe people. We have kind of grown in that way. And so I think it's important to document that growth. It's been a long and arduous 2 years. Everyone's been on the road. Everyone's been back and forth. Everyone's tired, exhausted, but also underneath the surface of that exhaustion is that love that's always been permeating throughout it. So I think this is, like I said, this is just another example of that. And I think throughout the course of time, the band will continue to grow and learn more from each other, learn more and play more. I have on my record collection, I have the Southern Suite, and I was looking at it last night as I was kind of coming home from rehearsal, and I was just looking at it, and I was looking at the vinyl, go get the vinyl, Southern Suite vinyl. And I was looking at it, and I was just thinking about, like you said, the snapshot in time that represents. And so to now be able to document this part of our development is great. So if it were a gift, first I'd probably give it to myself to add it to my record collection. And then, I don't know, man, I'd probably give it to the people I care about, the people, all of my influences, the teachers, the people who have kind of helped me get to this path. Because, I think when you see any musician, there's this kind of story behind them that is kind of representative of all the people who have dedicated their time and their resources into making sure that they become not only the best musician, but the best person as well, right? The best type of citizen, all of those types of things. And so I think the 5 of us are representative of the people who have spent time and energy and love and discipline into us. And so I'd probably say I'd give it to all of those people. If Sean can print hundreds of vinyl, I'll go around and give them to all of my teachers and mentors and advisors and family members and all of those things. One thing that I hope this album brings to the world is hope. I think we're in a very trivial point, at least in Western society, but all around the world, where the general tenor of the world is kind of one of dismay and gloom. And I think the power of jazz is that you can kind of emote and convey these types of emotions where words may not be able to. And so this band, nobody's singing. Although, like I said earlier, Sean will send us these recordings of him singing the songs, but generally no one is singing. And you can still feel the emotion, the excitement, the love. And so I think it's important to convey to anybody who's going to listen to this album that these emotions and these ideas are still present. And it's present in both people who are young and old. And so I think it's important to represent that to people who may have lost hope, because there are a lot of people who have lost hope, unfortunately. And so I think as we enter 2025, it's important to convey that message to people, that people are still playing jazz, and people are still having fun, people still love it and enjoy each other's company, and are genuinely happy to be playing music together, because we are stronger together than we are individually.